mother's tits. I've just about had it with this bunch of repressed virgins. And who might you be? You don't look like one of them. Oh, do I now? You would be too if you had to deal with those sniveling morons when they're up to something. Don't look at me like that. You don't get as far in life as I have if you can't smell bullshit from a mile away. There's something fishy going on here. But I'll get to the bottom of it. And here's a brilliant idea. You're going to help me. Straight to the point, huh? Don't worry, I'll pay you. And who knows, you might even get a discount on my wares. I just need to go to Brandon and find out why that slime ball is pretending not to know I'm here. Although I'm pretty sure he knows this already. You don't know? He's the captain of this entire circus. I thought since they let you in, you must have an in with him. It turns out you know even less than I do. There's something going on, you know? Then suddenly I found myself... You do realize those holier-than-thou soldier... There's a woman from the tribes called Nest. She's my supplier. At least, I think she's still working for me.
Is it working now?
I haven't heard from her in a while. And she was supposed to bring me some really precious cargo.
That's called I'm Not Awake Yet.
Arrange.
And I still had my mic muted.
Still up for an adventure,
Curse of starting before you've had any coffee.
My guess, and it's only a guess, is that at some point she must have been somewhere around the bay.
Okay.
Rumor has it that Bromar No-Face and his thugs are fond of that place, which wouldn't be good news for Nest.
Alright, that's all I need.
Good luck, and don't worry, I'll pay.
Okay, let me sell. This is what I don't remember. Traveler pants. Yeah, that's not that useful. Oh, I did want to buy the sketchbook this time, though, and the spyglass, because I saw some people showing this off. And I thought this looked really cool. And I wanted to pick that up for, Alright. Oh, I got all sorts of spells now. Should have checked my inventory. No! Buy back! Buy back! I meant to sell it. Misclick! Yes! Ice magic. And summoned wolves. Now what I really want is to go try this spell out. See if I like that more than fire here in a bit.
Oh, a new face. It's always nice to see someone new here. Welcome, welcome. Why didn't I notice you earlier?
You seem distracted.
Yes, my apologies.
Must be your career as a
Ever since
streamer,
breakfast
sir.
today, I've been sort of lost in thought. I keep thinking of my dear mother's cooking, especially her famous pie. You see, all we got here is venison and fish. Venison, then fish. And then fish, fish, and more fish. I can live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live,
The fireball
the
spell
more
is really
there's
cool.
not much
The
to
way.
live for, except food. And I'd kill for a slice of pie.
The way, you know, the light version is a projectile, and then the heavy version, you kind of lob a little ball of fire. It's like, get out, take it. I'm gonna have to try the ice out. I've got a little bit of everything now, so I'm gonna go try out in
This is
combat.
bad, and really?
I might already have the recipes to make this. I do. Here's your mom's pie, bruh. What's up, Johnny Hansen? Here's your mom's pie.
Mmm, yes. Still tastes like shit. Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed. Oh, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate what you did for me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the Horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I enlisted.
Yeah, apparently I had my volume turned down too, Jason Lewis, so should be good now. That's what happens when you start early and you don't drink enough coffee.
My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing, and that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle. Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting busy. Then, when she'd sober up and got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie as an apology. It always tasted like shit. If the other
Shit
villagers hadn't
pie.
defeated me, I would have.
Well, now you have a new family.
Yeah, I do. So, despite the shitty weather and the world being on the verge of collapse, there's still nowhere else I'd rather be.
Alright, got some mom's pie. Yeah, I had turned the volume down last night to record a different video, and apparently forgot to turn it back up this morning. Just like I forgot to unmute my mic at the beginning. Herp-a-derp-er. I'm not going to take all this at the moment.
Welcome.
By the way, guys, I'm going to be doing some dialogue skipping here really quick because I just want to get through this guy. I like to collect bounties.
That's correct. The city have also.
Situation with the tribes. What happened to the
Well,
druids? Were all the druid
most
killed?
of them, the survivors have supposedly taken refuge with, and one of them is rumored to be hiding in the Horns area. But whether that was
Yes, tell me about
his name
this
was
guy.
Radyard. He was lurking near Blood Lake, a small pond where they used to throw the bodies of executed convicts. They say he would fish them out and use his magic to turn them into undead monsters. Supposedly, he started needing some fresher corpses, so he slaughtered one of the keepers. The whole
Okay.
manhunt. They found him and sentenced him to death. People say that the moment his body touched the surface of Blood Lake, the water turned red and it's been scarred since that day. Some
Creepy.
say that Slaughterjag came back from the dead and seeks revenge. But if you ask me, it's just a tale by local simpletons.
I do need to do the Blood Cave because I did not do the Blood Cave my first playthrough. I went
don't
into
really
the
have
Blood
much
Cave,
more to
but I
tell.
didn't do the
It's hard
quest
to
of the
get any
Blood
updates
Cave.
here. I only know that the new Lancelot has not been very popular, and that's putting it mildly. And then we have the commoners who...
Okay.
None so far. Besides... Well, Cameron, he probably... By the way, usually the sudden while ago...
Sir Galahad sounds like a dangerous
matter what-
madman. Alright, so
Oh! So...
I've got all his quests now. That's the most important
Oh,
thing.
hey! If you're seeking scum to slay...
Yep. Alright, I got the quests for the bandits. If I remember correctly, there's a couple of NPCs up top of the wall. J. Deal says, finishing up Shimmering Isles in Oblivion Remastered, clearing up the game log for Dune launch. Yes. I was going to do some more Hogwarts Legacy this morning because I'm still plugging away at that game in the background. But then I was like, you know what? I really do just want to play around with the Mage a little bit more this morning. I'll probably do like, I think we'll probably do a couple of hours of this, and then we'll switch over and do Hogwarts Legacy for a couple of hours this morning. Thankfully, I finished this the other day. I finished this yesterday, so my game log is completely open for the Dune Awakening launch. And then I'll keep plugging away at Hogwarts Legacy as like a back burner thing over the months.
Are you here to keep me company or put me out of my misery?
What?
Just kidding. Love the view, but this weather is killing me.
Maybe your clothes are too thin.
You don't say. I didn't choose to be here. Our beloved quartermaster sent me to freeze my arse off. I just got drunk in the tavern and lost half my pay, and maybe some of my clothes.
Don't be a drunk, stupid.
Why would he even care? It was my gold.
So I assume there's something you need.
Oh, I need a warm coat. Osprey might have something in stock or know how to make one.
Okay. Sure.
Thanks, friend.
The warmest coat. If I remember correctly, there's another guy up here that wants something too. But let's get sidetracked. I don't want to steal anything at the moment. I'm a goody two-shoes with this character.
Hey, tell me, can you read?
Yes.
Listen, I'm no good with words. Could you read me a letter from my sister? She's learning how to read and write. Can you believe it?
Sure.
Oh, thanks. Here's a letter.
Brother, it ain't good news. Sorry.
And what did it say? Everyone's healthy? No, you must have misunderstood something. What do I do now? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
It really...
I should go back to him, right?
Well, the first time I said... I said it won't change a thing. You might get caught, you'd be accused of desertion and killed.
I guess that's true. Yes. Excuse me. I need to be alone.
I do hope they come out with a DLC for this game, because I really did quite enjoy the story. It would have to be a mid-game DLC, because the ending of this game is very definitive.
What do you think of scale armor? Scale armor. What do you think of it? The ones all the keepers wear.
I think there's better to be had out there.
Sure, maybe it's easy to make and doesn't restrict movement, but it doesn't provide the best protection. The metal armor is much better.
Why don't you tell the quartermaster that?
I told them, but they both said I know jack shit. Then the quartermaster added that if I don't like our equipment, he could send me out scouting in just my underwear. Perhaps all right. But if somebody ever
How do you know so much about armor?
I read a lot about it. In Volume 4 of the Armourer's Almanac, Arden's Shadowblade describes the differences between various types
This
of armor.
quest line was
For
hilarious to
example,
follow, by the
Chainmail
way.
allows for a good range of movement, but it's heavy. It all
So you've never... Okay, so who's Arden Shadowblade?
Shadowblade is a moniker. Arden is passionate about weapons and armor. He has great knowledge of materials, techniques, and history. A true expert.
Uh-huh.
No, but I have knowledge from books and... Oh, of course. I mean, I've never met... Here's the page from the Armourer's Almanac.
So the funny thing is, I remember when I first found this recipe and I went and got all the resources to make it, I was like, no, you bastard! And then you find out why it fails, and then, it's such a good storyline. Some really good quests in this game. I need to try to remember if I can't find that, the crazy lady down in that one crypt. Oh, by the way, if we do find her, I'll need to make sure I have a stolen object on me.
It's nice to have a break.
Anybody see me?
What a nice day.
It is a nice day indeed. Oh, so I haven't used this yet, so let's check this out really quick. So I got the sketchbook earlier, and I saw a TikTok video, which I want to check this out. So supposedly anything you look at, you can sketch in the game by using the sketchbook. Draw a picture. Sketch number 1, and then we can go into the inventory and we can check out the sketch that we just drew. That's really cool. Now what I'm curious about is if your sketching gets better as you go over time or not. I don't know anything about sketching, but that's really cool. So we saw that sketch, but what about, like, what if I want to draw this? So it shows you a rough representation until you go in here and look at the actual where did that sketch go? Hang on, the first one was right there at the top. Hang on, where did it go? Ah, there it is. Yeah, that one's really rough. And then there's the spyglass. Oh my god, it's super giant, super wonky. Like it acts like a zoomed in cell phone. Like a zoomed in mobile camera where it's like all super twitchy. And then you can mark targets that way. Or mark locations. How do I get out of this? There we go. Interesting. Alright, we're good. What's up, JK? Birdie Slayer asks, I have a dumb question. What level should you be when you get to the second act? Because I got there and I was destroyed by first monsters I met. I mean, I don't know. I didn't attempt to go there until I finished the first map, so I can't I can't possibly know that. Yeah, no idea. No clue. I didn't have any issues. Don't forget you can also adjust the game's difficulty level as well if you're having too much of a hard time. Shraj says I read around level 20 or 25. I mean, that sounds kind of accurate because there's only 3 zones. So if the max level is 50, kind of think of it as like the first zone is level 1 to 20, the second zone is 20 to 40, and then the last zone is like 40 to 50 or 35 to 50, something like that. Okay, so this one is at the request of somebody on my Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. They said, hey, can you make a lockpicking tutorial? Yeah, I can. So this is a medium difficulty lock. Every lock you come across is going to be a little bit different, and you'll have very easy, medium, hard. I think there might be very hard. Essentially, you need to first have a lockpick on you. And then you're gonna have to find something that's locked like this. You're gonna open it up and you're gonna get into this little screen here. By the way, Johnny just gifted a bunch of memberships over on YouTube. 10 gifted memberships on YouTube this morning. Thank you, Johnny Hansen. I appreciate it, man. You are the man, sir. Thank you so much. So lockpicking essentially is you have X amount of lockpicks. In this case, we have 20 lockpicks. And then you'll see your lockpick level represented in the top right is level 16. The higher your lockpicking level, the easier it is to pick locks, the less likely you are to break your picks. So essentially, the way this works is your left, I'm playing on the controller. I'm not sure how this is on the mouse and keyboard, but regardless, the same rule applies. This is your lockpick here. All right, it's going to start off in the default position here. The right thumbstick turns this other lockpick here. I'm going to go ahead and do a hard save here just in case. By the way, you can totally scum save before you pick locks, so that if this is another trick that you could do, because from what I've seen, the lockpick angle stays the same. It's not RNG like it is in other games. So since the lockpick angle stays the same, once you figure out the lockpick angle, if it took you 10 lockpicks and you broke 10 lockpicks to figure out the angle, you can always then go back to your save, reload that save, go to the angle that you know works, and do it, and not break your lockpicks. That's one way of doing it as well if you are worried about lockpicks or if you don't have enough lockpicks. But what you're looking to do here is you're looking to turn the middle piece without breaking your lockpick. But you have to find the angle. You have to find the angle to allow this middle piece to turn all the way clockwise to the right. So if I try to turn this, and you're going to notice that once it gets to a point where it can't turn anymore, it's going to stop. The pick at the top will start to wobble, and then it'll eventually snap if you're in the wrong position. Like that right there. It just snapped and broke. Now I have 19. So what we're looking to do is, well, if I know that it stops there, let's adjust the angle. A little bit to the... Nope, that's even worse. Left? Nope, that's worse. Further right? Oh, that got me quite a bit further. Let's try it a little bit further. Boom, we got it opened. Oh, I got a fireball potion out of that and some other stuff in here. So I got lockpicking out of that, and correct, as Sherrard says, the downside of scum saving is that the failures count as application of skill. So every time you do something in this game, it levels up your abilities. So if you're worried about leveling up the skill, you want to take those failures. The scum saving thing is more if you're really low on lockpicks and you really want to get something in a chest. Otherwise, I just eat the lockpicks because they're easy to come across, and then you can get skill ups along the way. So that is a quick and easy guide to lockpicking. Again, it's all about finding the angle of attack, and then adjusting the angle, and then trying not to break too many lockpicks as you go along. The rule of thumb is that very easy. The lockpick will. Here, I'll reload real quick so I can explain this a little bit more visually. The basic rule of thumb is that easy locks don't break your picks. Hard locks will break your picks almost instantly. So if you'll notice here, we're on a medium lock, and it allowed me to apply some tension to the lockpick as we were doing that. But I'll reload it so that I can show the visual here really quick. Oh, I gotta reload the other game because this was the one after I had already picked the lock. So hang on. Options. Load. Everything in this game is based on application of skills. So if you want to level up your lockpick, you got to not be afraid to break lockpicks. Just go pick locks. Lots of luck. There's lots of locks in the game. My main character on the first playthrough was a thief character, so I went through a lot of lockpicks. All right. So application of force. It took a moment. It was snap. Hard locks, it'll be instantly. Easy locks, you can apply even more pressure for a longer period of time, and some of that is based on your theft level as well. But going back to remember how I said if you know the angle of attack, you can immediately just put it at that angle and open it up. Lockpicking is a great skill to have. You're going to be able to get past a lot of doors in dungeons, lots of doors in towns, and lots of chests with cool stuff in it. So that's the quick and dirty guide to lockpicking in Tainted Grail of the Fall of Avalon. For more guides, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update, and check the playlist below if you're watching this on YouTube after the stream. For those of you who are on the stream, we're going to be continuing onwards, of course, right now. I'm glad I remembered to do that because somebody did ask me last night on that video, and now I can say, here's your guide. Thanks again, Johnny, for the gifted memberships on YouTube, man. You've been super supportive. I really appreciate that. And everybody who just got a membership on YouTube, don't forget to check out the member-only videos section. Yeah, I think for me, like Sherrod was saying over on Twitch, like I didn't have any problems with it on my other character because even the hard locks, once you get your theft up to a certain point, even the hard locks aren't that difficult. It's just a matter of finding the angle and not breaking your lockpick, and that just takes time. Bloodsucker potions. Mana. I need mana potions. Don't really care about health potions, but I do care about mana potions. Because I am always out of go juice. Alright, that's a good point for me to get some more coffee. I'll be right back. our neighbor's dog killed another possum last night that was trying to get in and eat our baby chicks and baby ducks. It's the second one we've had this month. We're still in May, right? Or no, we're in June today. Second one in the last 30-day period. So we were watching a movie last night and the neighbor's dog was going batshit, so we ran outside and he had another possum in the corner and barked at it for 10 minutes and then took it out. But that's the second one that's tried. The good thing is, like, we have everything completely covered in chicken wire and stuff. So, like, the baby chicks that Christina's sister brought over were in our patio, or a catio, which is completely enclosed in chicken wire. And it couldn't get in. What's up, Mithril? What's up, Hector? What's up, Rated? Rated says, why am I awake so early on my day off? What sorcery is this? I'm blaming Renfail's mage. Here, I'll throw some magic around just to celebrate. I have the power!
Blessings upon you, stranger. May the word always resonate within your soul.
Is that the coffee spell? Thanks to you, I've already been blessed with tongs, pincers, and fire.
What do you mean, my child?
Oh, I'm loving magic, Hector. It's way better than stealth archery. It's been a long time since you visited the island.
Indeed, my child. I have served in the Horns of the South since I turned 20. So, it's now my 40th year in the service of Kai and this noble abode. As for the asylum, I only know as much as my brothers deem necessary to... I'm afraid that So it's you... Certainly.
What does he have? Blood transfusion. Mother's Embrace. Heals you instantly. Requires 7 spirituality. I'm going to need to get that eventually. Impenetrable shield. Man, I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm going to have fun with a mage. I don't need coatings because I'm not using weapons. I'm not using daggers. I can't imagine a scenario when I would use splash concoctions considering I am a mage.
May Kai's word always guide you.
What's up, Thandar?
In the word, you will find solace.
Yeah, I'm still pretty early, so I mean, I've been very impressed with the spells so far. The thing I liked about the early level, oh wow, it counts as stealing these carnations now. They did not count as being stolen in the first version of the game, so they have patched this in to where it counts as theft now. When you harvest these herbs inside town. That's interesting. I ran around here and harvested those every single time they cropped up my first playthrough. This guy has recipes. I need to go in here for sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about summons personally. That's not my thing. But I've heard talks about them potentially nerfing magic as well because it's so OP compared to the other combat styles.
Another mouth to feed. Teargas must have been off his rocker if he thinks I can feed everyone with the little he gives me. I'm serious. If we don't open the keep soon, we'll have to start eating rats. Not that I can't cook them in a way that makes you think it's chicken.
Because the thing that was getting really annoying, as much fun as I was having with my stealth archer, was that the boss mobs were taking like 50 arrows, and normal mobs were taking 20 arrows. I was legit getting finger fatigue from playing the stealth archer because I was having to you're having to pull the trigger every single time you. Jesus, Johnny gave 5 more memberships. Johnny, I got no words, man. Thank you for that. 5 more gifted memberships. Jesus. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously, that's your generosity knows no bounds, Johnny.
Oh, this is new. Maybe we'll get along after all.
What's up,
The
Transcend?
Demons here never want to learn, only eat.
Oh my god, these recipes are expensive. I wish it would tell you which one you already have. Because I definitely already have the recipes in part 1. Let me quick save. Johnny's banker's gonna be asking, who the fuck is this Renfail person? Alright, let's see if I have these two. Yeah, that definitely got me those recipes, but those are huge in the long run, so... I think, Sherrard, I think it was just a case of what it like it is for many other games, is that they polished the hell out of the first zone. The second zone needs a little more work, and the third zone needs the most amount of work. I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah, Johnny's like, hey guys, what's up? Just lurking. What's up with you? I am a lowly mage who's encumbered by everything, so I'm dumping all this stuff in here. Oh, you know something I don't remember from my first foray into the game is, do any of the foods give you mana regen, or is it all food regen? Yeah, it's all food regen. Yeah, I don't know that I ever came across any type of food that gave me more than just stamina and health. So maybe there are mage recipes. That would be cool if there are, but I don't know. What's up, Zarnathium? Habaneros sound good, man.
Sir, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests, and you don't look like a new recruit. And yet, Odrin let you in. He's not drinking again, I hope.
He was pretty drunk.
Most unfortunate. But that explains why you just strutted into the horns. I'm afraid I'll have to take action. The name's
Yeah, I
Fergus,
came across a ton of
and I
mage
assume you already
gear
know
and
I'm the
druid gear my
quartermaster,
first
yeah?
playthrough, so...
Now state your business. And please, try to be convincing, or the walls of this fortress will be the last thing you'll ever see. Yes, I know. And that's why you're still standing in front of me. However, these pens were only given to certain people. They mean that in times of trouble, these people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And that makes me wonder, what happened to your friend? Where is he?
My shipwrecked on the way, but he could have made it.
If what you're saying is true, he must have had a deal with somebody well above my pay grade, and that leaves only the captain. However, if you're lying...
Oh, you know what? While we're
then
sitting
you
here...
might as well have just confessed to the murder of a Knight of the Round Table. But nobody's that much of a fool, I think.
I don't know.
Fortunately for you, I've seen my fair share of morons in life, and you don't look like one. Fortunately for me, this only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns. Nothing about helping you out with whatever you're up to. Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. Make yourself at home.
Well, he was a cute cat. That's all that matters. Cute cats, man. Alright, link to the review from yesterday is up in the YouTube and Twitch chat. I'm going to pin that at the top just so if anybody hasn't seen the review yet, that was from yesterday. Because I did finish my main playthrough yesterday. And right now we're just tinkering around with the second playthrough, doing a bit of a mage, because I wanted to try this out. And in a perfect world, I would have a full playthrough, but I don't have time to do a full playthrough right now. But we could play around for the next few days. I found a piece of metal with an inscription. Do you know what it is?
That's one of our tags. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold. You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, sure, they all swore it's part of my duty.
Yeah. Fargus, get back here. Ninian is dead.
Ninian,
Asked me to bring you
you
this.
did right bringing it back.
He wasn't taken, but the Red Death Red Priest tortured him.
Tortured? Brother Rialgan, they came for it. What were you? You look fine. I'm sorry, this still...
You caught the wrong person.
No risks.
Okay, I'd like to speak with the
Just
captain.
Because I sense there wouldn't be much...
Okay. Just tell me where
And
he
have you
is.
first? I trust we...
Yeah, sure. First the work, then
Good.
the audience. Okay.
If you need rest...
Yeah, speaking of Starfield, I actually loaded up Starfield this morning because I was looking at I was seeing if I had enough store credits to buy the Watchtower, and then I was like reading up on it. I was like, I didn't have the credits for it, and I was like, I needed like 400 more credits. I was like, I'm not gonna go buy credits for that. I'll wait. I'm just waiting for official Starfield stuff. But I do love me some Starfield. The music made me like, I totally have time for a third playthrough of Starfield, don't I?
If you're here to see the healer, don't bother.
He's a quack! I didn't do this guy's quest the first time.
And I mean it. He's a know-it-all from Camelot, but the truth is, he doesn't know shit.
All of those academic types think they're better than us village folk, just 'cause they read a book. We've been getting by just fine without any of their crap.
Why do you say that?
I came to him with a toothache, asked him to make me something for the pain, and you know what he did? He said my tooth is rotten, and then sent me to Osprey to get it pulled out.
Sounds reasonable.
Sounds like horse crap. My grandma was smarter than your lot, and she couldn't even read.
She knew how to make a proper potion for toothache. If I were any good at mixing that stuff, I wouldn't need to deal with quacks like Heber.
I even gave him my grandma's recipe, but he said it was no good.
Do you still have the recipe?
No, Heber took it, the plonker. Said if I don't know how to make it, I shouldn't have it. And that he doesn't want some questionable homebrew medicine spreading through the keep.
If you just remove the tooth, you wouldn't need a potion.
Oh yeah? And then what? Another and then another? Give it a few years and I'd be left with no teeth at all. Ah, leave me alone.
Man, that's one thing I wouldn't relish is living in pre-modern times with medicine.
Oh, sorry. Do I know you?
You gotta
I'm
amputate
terrible
my
with
arm and
faces.
you don't knock
Either
me
way,
out.
glad to make your acquaintance.
You gotta pull my
I'm Jan
tooth
Heber,
and I gotta be
a
awake for the
physician
whole thing.
Raised in Camelot and trained in the Royal Academy.
I'm making pizza today. Speaking of sourdough or brioche. Got all my ingredients yesterday. As soon as I wrap up the stream, I'm making some chicken pizza. We got lots of toppings. I can't wait. I love pizza. I haven't made my own pizza in a while. But I'm tired of ordering pizza from there's only one place in town that has a halfway decent pizza, and to be honest with you, it's not that great of a pizza. So I went to Chris yesterday. And I was like, "Do you mind if I buy a pizza oven?" And she's like, "Why? You already we have an electric oven." She's like, "You should just use that." I was like, "Fine." She's like, "Fine. So I'm gonna go make pizza in my existing electric oven." I was on YouTube and watching people with pizza ovens, and I was like, "Oh, can I spend $300 on a pizza oven?" She's like, "No, we have an oven. Use it." Correct. Spellamera, like, no, not a good time to be at the dentist in medieval times. Oh yeah, and JK and Hector talking about leeches, like they used to just bleed everybody. Recipe or just
It's
whispering
some
to
local
yourself?
witchcraft I've been trying to make sense of. I guess I'll find out when I try it.
On yourself?
Experience is the best teacher. Don't worry, I'm not testing anything on the others. Graham the Mad, a great Camelotian physician, used to say that a real doctor would never give his patient something he hadn't tried on himself first. A wise approach, which I follow myself.
Graham the Mad. Don't you see the irony?
What irony? The pursuit of knowledge is always dangerous. That's why it's reserved for only the bravest of the brave. It takes true guts to face the unknown, to realize just how little you know, and how insignificant you are to the world.
This reminds me of, like, who was the first person to figure out that cow's milk was good for human consumption? And how did they figure that out? Who was the first person to try out mushrooms and figure out which ones were safe and which ones are poisonous? Who was the first one to figure out which plants were used to, eat and which ones were poisonous? Like, there's a lot of wisdom in his words.
Oh, that was unexpected. Here, take it. What will happen, I have no idea. But please, tell me, if you live to find out.
So he gave me an elixir. I should save first, just in case. Nothing happened? Well, I drank it. I don't appear to have any sort of buff on me.
Why would you, though? Don't you have better things to do?
Trying to get on the Custer's Quartermaster's good books.
Aha, got it. So you're up for work not out of the goodness of your heart, but for your own selfish plans.
That'd be a good summary.
Understood. It's a good reason. Well, I'd say it's better than most. But all right, if you're a mercenary, then I do have a job for someone who'd be willing to risk their life in exchange for material goods.
Just tell me what needs to be done.
Straight to the point, eh? All right. I need someone to perform a ritual within a stone circle nearby. You go there, read a spell, do whatever needs to be done, come back and tell me exactly what happened.
Definitely gonna want his potions because they give me stronger mana potions. But they were expensive and I don't have any more money. Flicker Bolt. I already have Hailstone. Venom Flick. Ooh. Huh. Wonder where this quest is. Katrine died. Should I tell her husband? I don't know where that husband is. Let's talk to Osbrith. He knows. Oh, and while we're over here...
You all right, newbie? Have you been to see the refugees?
Who's Cole?
Hey, what a mess. Cole came to us with a group of refugees from some nearby villages. They were looking for shelter from, well, everything that's been happening here. Bandits, the weirdness, the Del Reader, hunger. I was happy Fergus let them in and allowed them to stay. You'll meet them in the village. Not long ago, though, Cole started acting very strange, erratic. Sometimes even aggressive. One of our keepers, Old Mahon, tried to calm him down. He might have used too much force. And Cole felt compelled to defend himself. He bit Old Mahon. And since then, the old fool has been lying in the infirmary. Frankly, I think Mahon brought it on himself. They shouldn't have put that poor man in a cage. Wait, if you ever meet Patrice, please give her those flowers. I know it's not much, but I'd like her to know she's not alone. I support her and the other refugees. And I'm sure there are more of us who do.
Fair enough. Man, I missed so many quests my first playthrough. Like, I've already come across like 4 quests I didn't do. Like, I didn't do that quest. I didn't do the healer's quest. Is there anything that says, sad thing, my kids growing up hated when I had mushrooms and something, but then they became adults and have no issues trying other types of mushrooms.
Good to see you again. The pledge today was very interesting, wasn't it? The certainty in Quartermaster Aymer's voice. Beautiful. Makes one eager to start work.
I'm almost certain you meet Fergus.
Huh? Ah, yes, of course. So, what do you need this time? The pass again? Are we planning a trip to the Stale Lamb? Hey, not this time, my friend. I've run out of ink. I'm waiting for a delivery. Steward Orla will let me know when more arrives. In the meantime, I need to ask you for a favor. So, you in? For the sake of our long
Someone said
friendship?
something about a romance as well in this town, Hector, and I never came across that in my first playthrough.
You do know it needs to stay between us. Do you understand? Say you understand.
I understand.
Fantastic. So, here's the thing.
Legitimate
On a recent
business?
night out of Bronx,
Legitimate.
It seems I may have left some sensitive documents at the bar. Documents, with Captain Fergus' seal. But not necessarily sealed by him. You know what I mean. I can't really go there right now. Could you get them back for me?
Sure.
Splendid. Or just fine.
Okay. Is romance ever easy to get? Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys checked, there's a couple of trailers that dropped last night. One is for the new season of Stranger Things, which looks awesome, but also the trailer for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein with Oscar Isaacs. Really good stuff.
What do you need? This is a prison, not a museum. We don't admire here. We punish.
I did watch all of the original Dexter. I did not watch the final season they did a couple years ago. I also did not watch the prequel and the new one, which is coming soon. I did see the press release the other day where they've got like Neil Patrick Harris. There's like 3 different people playing serial killers in the new version. I should probably at some point catch up on all that because I did love the original show. And Chris and I actually just went back. She had never seen it, and so we went and watched. I had her watch the first 4 seasons with me, up until the point where Dexter's wife gets it. That's where she kind of was like, I don't want to watch anymore because like when Rita died, she was like, I don't need to see any more Dexter. So we just kind of left. That was a rewatch for me, but it was Christina's first time. Anyway, yeah, the Stranger Things the trailer looked awesome. Oh, he sells lockpicks.
Good day. Here to stir things up. Usually it's nothing, but right now, no use and safe trap.
Who are you? What do you want? I don't recognize your face.
Hector says, go to your nearest town and start waving cash around. Trust me, love and romance will come very easily. Or you'll get bugged. Dude, I remember...
The medic, but... Yeah? Then why did you... Hold...
I remember, this is years ago, I was still living in Cancun, and, I was reasonably influential in the travel industry. That's where I made a living for a long time. And I was one of the first people who was out there making a travel blog and selling travel guides and traveling around the world and living as a digital nomad. So, in certain groups, and I remember there was a Latin American travel group, and there was a guy who was in his mid-20s who was doing some really questionable shit in terms of picking up people, and yeah. And I remember just chuckling to myself when he basically... I'm trying to to think about the safest way to say this. He met someone, and within like, I don't remember the exact time frame, but it was within like a week, was living with that person. And within a week after that, he woke up one morning incredibly groggy, not knowing what had happened, and all his shit was gone. And it's like, buddy, you got took. You got took. You fell hook, line, and sinker for one of the oldest tricks in the book. Because let's just face it, you're not that attractive of a dude. You're a backpacker with no money. You're a budget traveler, but what did you have? You had a nice expensive laptop and a nice expensive cell phone, smartphone, and you were flashing around cash off in some, destination where your gear is worth $7,000, $8,000. Your camera, your phone, your laptop, that's worth a chunk of change. And that's enough money, that's like 1 year's salary for some people.
I like it when
in those
things are
areas.
quiet.
And yeah,
Hey,
he got robbed. He got robbed
Are
clean.
you also wondering why the heck we need them? Lighthouses.
Passport, no, but he
Who the hell are
lost
Dara
all of
and his
his
workers pushing so
all of
hard
his
to build
gear.
The second one. Is one not enough? Is it because one is less than two and less is worse? I mean, two
She
lighthouses
loves me,
next to each other
guys.
are almost the same as one, and ships don't even sail this way anymore. Ah, symbolism. Yeah, maybe, whatever that is. Aye, why would they? The waters are treacherous, so no ships. Storms and the
I just
weirdness
met
are
her
a
last
deadly
week, but she's the
combination.
love of my
Besides,
life, and we're gonna be
who'd have the
together
time to build and
forever.
repair them? There are enough problems on the island. We don't need more. I don't get it.
At some point, I'm gonna finish up collecting all these quests so we can go out and do some adventuring, because I want to get some more levels with my mage.
Hey, you're heading to the village, right? Tiernan should let you in. Take this medicine to my father, will you? Goban is a loud man. I can't promise that talking to him will be any... Stay out of trouble.
Oh, mother have mercy. Not enough.
Yep.
That's just what a load of... The deck, Dara's always... I can't even... That's a seaside... You...
Did anybody here do housing in the playthrough? Because the housing is really expensive.
Surprise! The only thing but were chairs. Not a but. No, so. Oh, you know. No need to. So whether it's me. No.
What you got? Yeah, it's all just the home decor stuff. All right. Love as a safety net to ensure the continuation of the species. Yeah, that's definitely one way of looking at it. Oh, this is... I've got some carnations for her.
I'll have...
Spoke to the keeper who was bitten.
Oh, really? Coal isn't something.
Tell me more about what happened.
They hurt hard. Well, it a bastard.
Where was your camp?
We set up with.
One of the keepers gave me flowers. Said it was a gesture of solidarity with your group.
What? Do you know the meaning of those flowers?
No, what he wanted to convey.
Revenge. There's nothing nice about it, and I don't know if he did it on purpose.
Okay. If I knew what they meant, I wouldn't have given them to you.
Thank you. For them. Take those flowers away. Burn them. Be careful out.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying how it'll pull out the pickaxe if you have it equipped and like try to harvest things.
Bloody hell, look at this. The old place is in a shambles. Bunch of decrepit old coots.
Coots!
They do nothing but shuffle around, stare at walls, and sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nail properly. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. Ah, but I'm not. Oh, shite. I can't even stand to look at it, let alone live here.
And who are you? What you want? You another one of Durar's freeloaders?
Yeah.
I bloody knew it. Retirement my arse. It's shit. Never a moment of peace. At least when I was still working, there was always something to do. Now, so, what you want?
What you want? Your medicine,
One day
old
my
man.
boy got it into his stupid head that old Gaban is ill. Bullshit. They're all telling me I should do something about it, or else I'm done for. I'll be dead as a doornail in no time. Ha! Like hell I will. I'm still here, ain't I? I've served my time. I've lived me life. And now you can all kiss my ass. So there.
Okay. Perception?
Listen, they wanted Heaver, that healer from the keep, to come here. He did. They wanted him to look me over. He did. Then he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and that was it. Hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around being a pain in everyone's arse for a living. These herbs. No idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with me, so there's no illness. I'm fit as a fiddle. Ah, good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around, Finley's the name, doesn't nag me all the time.
Alright, well I think he actually cares.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so Finley's your caregiver.
Why the sudden interest?
Oh, that right, this guy leads to a dungeon.
Hold on, hey, for second.
I don't have enough drink to get him through it though.
Why all the... It's like... Oh, then you
Yeah, I don't have any alcohol. I think we have to go... I had plenty of alcohol when I talked to him in my first playthrough, but I don't have any here. To get some more. Get some more booze.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean, not just wiped 3 times with a dirty rag.
I'm an enabler. Do I look like a bar wench to you?
I'm not sure. I don't mean to say that you peasants all look the same, but you have to understand it's quite difficult for people like me to tell anyone apart in this dreariness. Especially since there seems to be so many people like you here. I thought the South was supposed to be more secluded.
People like you?
My name is Alyssa Murray, and I'm here with my husband, a very important cloth merchant. But surely you must have heard about our family. Not to brag, but we are rather prominent. I am famed amongst Camelot's courtiers for throwing the most magnificent feasts.
Your dress is certainly unique.
Thank you. I designed it myself. I wanted to blend in with the people of the South. The savage tribes, the brave lightkeepers. I wanted to make an homage to them with my new style, and I do believe I've succeeded. I can feel everyone here gazing at me with awe.
Yes, everyone definitely says your dress is exquisite.
Give it a few weeks and everyone here will be trying to copy me. It happens in Camelot.
Yeah, it's just
all
predicting the
time.
future, JK.
It's almost
Yeah.
insufferable.
Yeah.
Well, my Duncan is here on business, of course. A very important contract with the Lightkeepers. I decided to accompany him because I have never been to the South, and I've heard so much about its wild, untamed beauty. So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell... it's like stale fish and sweat. Hopefully I don't have to suffer it much longer. Pray, tell me, do you know anyone here who would run a small errand for me?
What kind of errand?
Oh, nothing major. You see, I've had my eye on this beautiful abandoned estate overlooking the sea. It's not very far from here, but it's far enough away from all this rabble. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand that, right? No offense, but I can't keep living in a filthy room at an inn. When I asked the innkeeper to draw me a bath, he brought me a bucket. A bucket! Can you imagine?
Buckets can be used for many things. Oh no, I don't think I can. That sounds like a terrible ordeal.
Finally, someone sympathetic to my plight. My Duncan has been heartless about it. He just keeps going on about how I was the one who wanted to come here. He told me to deal with it. Can you believe that?
Just
the nerve of the man.
God, sounds like her husband is sick of her shit. Does he know about your plans for the estate?
Well, what he doesn't know can't hurt him, can it? He should be glad that I can take care of myself. I'm not like the other high-born women, sitting around waiting to be handed everything on a silver platter. And besides, he knows better than to say no to me.
Oh, wow. Can we get to the point?
Fine. The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants, not legal ones, mind you, who need to be evicted. Forcibly, if there's no other way. You'll do it for me, won't you, dear? Splendid! I can't wait to start decorating. Maybe something nautical, to go with the sound of the waves crashing on the cliffs? Or do you think that's a trifle trite?
The 1%. I love the name of the quest.
Hello, child. You look competent tonight.
Man, I didn't do any
I
of
can
these
see
quests
that
my
you're
first
not of
playthrough.
noble blood. Oh, no need to tell me that. I've tutored the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon.
What's up, Jay McCoy?
Fortunately for you, my opinion of them is not particularly high. Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a visitor? Or an adventurer?
What's it to you?
You can talk. Now, I'm sure we'll get along. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon.
Great to meet you. What are we doing here?
Oh, biding my time, until a brave adventurer with a death wish comes along and asks if there's anything they can help me with.
Hi there. I can help you out.
Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, are you interested, child?
Sure. This child needs to know the details first.
I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It referred to a certain object, a figure most likely, which has the ability to dispel the wordness like a menhir can. Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank over 100 years ago somewhere in this area. However, when I asked those nincompoops about it, they just laughed at me. They said that the Andraste wasn't carrying anything of value, and even if it was, they wouldn't freeze their butts off in those chilly waters.
Tell me about the book.
The Last Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was one of the more notable keepers. In his waning years, he became an adjutant to Captain Lex.
Okay.
But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? But just be very careful. This is a very rare publication.
Okay.
Read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you more. A deal?
Sure.
Ah, and they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, 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 get to reading.
Alright, it was not a good place, especially not for humans. The odds instruments used for gods knows what, the signs written in a strange language, and that disturbing figure. To this day, the mere memory of it makes me shiver. To think all of this was, and maybe still is, lurking so close to the horns of the south. If you ask me, they should bury the secrets to that mine, the entrance to that mine is sealed up forever. I tried to convince Captain Lex not to take anything from those accursed chambers, but he wouldn't listen. The four-armed figure didn't look all like much to me, but I could see how alluring it was to the captain. It reminded me of those strange menhirs I'd heard from the inland villagers, only not so impressive in stature. On the captain's orders, we threw the cargo into the hold and steered towards the Isle of the Dead and its island asylum. Yeah, Island of the Dead. Writing these words and reflecting on everything what happened afterwards, I realized how cruel the name is. I was rinsed from my musings by a roaring sound like the clap of thunder. It knocked me off my feet, flinging me at the mast like a rag doll. It took me a while to realize something had hit the bottom of the ship, something huge. Water flooded the deck, people running around screaming, or at least those who hadn't been thrown overboard. I had no idea what was happening. Did Nolly ram us into some rocks? But then came another blow, this time port side. That was when I saw her. Every sailor in the South has heard stories about the terror of the deep. And there she was. Her scaly body gleamed before my eyes for only a minute. It was a sight I will never forget as long as I live. And the ship was sinking, yet I could not stop staring at the spot where I had seen the sea monster. And then, a moment later, a piece of the mast hit me on the head, and I lost consciousness. To this day, I do not know whether I owe my survival to the will of the gods, the twist of fate, or a whim of the monster. Why me? Why was I chosen to tell this story? If that's my lot, then that's what I shall do, and I shall humbly offer my thanks to forces I cannot comprehend for giving me the chance to fulfill this task.
And? Have you read The Last Voyage of the Andraste? Oh, splendid, splendid. Oh, it's an excellent book, don't you think? Now, let's test your reading comprehension.
Shit, should I have saved before this?
To Elvis the Lightkeeper, in the mine near the Horns of the South, they found something that they took with them on the ship. Do you remember what that was, child?
A figurine of a four-dweller.
That's right. This is the artifact I'm looking for. One that might be vital to repelling the wordness. According to Elvis's description, the figure is smaller than a menhir, and light enough that they were able to carry it to the ship without any trouble. Were it small, it would probably have been placed in Captain Lex's quarters instead of in the hold. I've estimated it should be about 1 meter tall. Good. Next question. What was the Andraste's destination?
Isle of the Dead.
Correct. Be very careful with what I'm about to tell you. But some believe that the Red Priests are dedicated to studying the wordness instead of the Red Death. Captain Lex must have thought they'd pay him generously for a four-dweller artifact. Last question. What sank the Andraste?
Sea monster!
Yes. You did well, child. I can see that you were paying attention. According to Elvis, the Andraste was sunk by the legendary terror from the deep. But if you want to know more, ask your keeper friends. They should be much better informed. Now, all you need to do is find the wreck of the Andraste and retrieve the mysterious figure.
Where exactly did she sink?
Oh, if only I knew. It must have happened somewhere on the way between the Horns of the South and the Island Asylum. Oh, but where exactly? Fortunately, I know something that could help us. In the Horns of the South Museum, there are some extremely interesting books and documents lying around and collecting dust. Can you imagine having such treasures at hand and choosing to completely ignore them? Oh, barbarians! Among them, you'll find the Andraste's logbook, which was saved by...
This is awesome, because I totally went into the museum during my first playthrough and was like, eh.
Nothing about sailing. I'm sure such a competent child as yourself will handle it much better. Go to the Horns of the South Museum, read the logbook, and then tell me whether you managed to locate the wreck of the Andraste.
You see that? Not one, but two noble ladies in a tavern tonight. That's a rare sight, Ren.
Who are you? Another refugee? This place is already crawling with your lot. In my day, you only saw old, familiar faces round here. And maybe we didn't all love each other, but a local is a local. It was easier to share with others, even when you didn't have...
All right, I'm going to chime in really quick, Jay. I know a lot of people are giving you different bits of advice. So one of the things I'm going to say is that many games have issues with... You just mentioned you have a ultra wide screen. It's a 2K monitor, etc. One of the things is that many games have issues with widescreen, like ultra widescreen resolutions. And so one of the things, and again, I'm not discrediting the information. You're getting lots of different tips and things that you can try. But one good solution for any game that you play, if you're having issues having it like sync up with your ultra widescreen resolution, is start with the basics and bring it up from there. You can always just put the game in like 1920 by 1080 resolution, and if it runs there, you just need to increase the resolution and play with the settings. But as a general rule, you've got a badass gaming PC with a badass graphics card and plenty of RAM and everything else. It's a nice gaming rig. You should not be having, and you should not, period, have problems running any game at max settings. The issue is going to be configuring, like understanding that each game that you play is going to have little things that can make it wonky. And if you're talking about the Oblivion remaster in particular, you're talking about a very old game that they have modernized to modern standards, and so there are going to be quirks in that. I know that might be frustrating, but one of the things you would be able to do is like go load up, say, Cyberpunk 2077 or a more modern game, and you'll be able to notice that it runs those games flawlessly, and then you go back to the old game and go, hang on, what's going on here, and work your way backwards. If you're worried about Dune Awakening in particular, you can go to the Steam page. There is a benchmark that you can download, and it'll actually benchmark the game for you. You're not going to have any problems with that rig. I have, and here's the other thing I can tell you. So I play on a 4080. I have a 4080 Rogue Strix gaming laptop, which means it's not as powerful as the 4080 in a PC because it's a laptop version. I run Dune Awakening. I get 120 frames on that rig. Occasionally it'll dip down to like 90 in crowded areas in certain areas, but I get 90 to 120 frames on a 4080 gaming laptop. You're not going to have any problems running Dune Awakening. Now, there might be some quirks. You might have to make sure that you have the latest drivers installed and things of that nature, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. VSync, like I said, people are giving you lots of good options. So I never mess with settings ever in any of the games I play. Like in terms of the graphics card settings, I never touch the graphics card. I only ever worry about like the configuration in the game. So if I'm having issues with any given game, I just tweak the settings in the game until I find something that works right. But I've never messed with the settings for any of my graphics cards ever.
That's so. Fine.
Yes, the NVIDIA app also will help optimize games if you run everything from the actual NVIDIA app, which is a pretty cool tool.
Not so long ago, we'd have sat down and had a drink with the rest.
Why are you sitting here on your own?
I don't know, but you could put something on the table. Thank you. That's better. We used to come here, the three of us. Me, Berg, and Fedley. Hell knows what happened. We went to his house to get him, but he only cursed. I feel bad for him. Now you're...
Okay, man, I'm getting all sorts of quests that I never found my first playthrough.
No. No, half of them. But that me, I've no idea. Yeah, you was here. Things are getting weirder and weirder in our beloved Avalon. Well, he was... Nope.
Woo! What do we got in here?
Oi, you're not from around here, are you? Come on, sit down and tell me something about the world out there. Now that I remember the tape. Not the honest. Yeah, yeah. Huh? Okay. Hey, bro. It doesn't. Now go on.
I was just gonna see if this guy led to a quest. Doesn't look like he does. All right.
What is...
Now, I've already done this guy's stuff before, so I don't really care about his dialogue, so I'm going to skip through it. I just want to get to the dungeon.
What is... Face...
Okay. Alright. That's all that. That's all that. Yeah, I need 50 wood. Yeah, that's another good tip, Jay McCoy. Sean said, check in Windows, you can check what your monitor is set at. So as an example, if you go to your desktop, like on your monitor, right click and bring up display settings. Matter of fact, I can do it on mine right now, so I can kind of just try to explain it. So you can right click, bring up display settings, and then you can go to advanced display settings, and this will show you your monitor. And then at the bottom of that, there will be a drop down that allows you to choose refresh rates. And you'll want to make sure that you choose like the maximum refresh rate for your piece, for your monitor, assuming it's not already set at the maximum refresh rate. That's another good tip.
What do you want? Who are you? Guess he's got nobody else to get pissed with. Finley never liked drinking alone with him. Titan tends to get into one of his moods. And? What? That's all? You're bothering me just because that old rascal is sitting alone in the inn with nobody to natter to. You people, bugger off.
Alright, maybe Finley wants to talk about what happened. He just shrugs. Do you know what happened to Berg? Yes. Did something happen recently? No. So something from his past? Yes. Where can I learn more about what happened? I don't know. Will Tagna tell me more? No. So I can assume I can learn lore outside the horn? Yes. Yes, that's why I said earlier, Jay, you should go try out other modern games. Go try out a modern game, and I bet you will find that you will probably find that your PC runs it just fine. That's why I said you should go to the Steam page for Dune Awakening, download the character creator and benchmark tool, which is freely available, and just run that, and run the character creator and the benchmark, and I guarantee you it'll be fine. The Oblivion remaster is again, it's a remaster. It's not without its quirks. And it's one of those things where you could spend 20 hours bashing your head against this problem, trying to get it to work, when it could be as simple as there might be a driver issue or something that's getting in the way of Oblivion not running that good on your computer. And then you go play Cyberpunk 2077 as an example, and it will run flawlessly with 150 frames per second, and it'll be smooth as butter because you have a modern monster of a machine. So if I had to guess, and you're getting lots of good tips here, is the benchmark 100% correct? It's fairly accurate because what it does is it runs through. You'll see when you run it, it runs through a bunch of scenes from the Dune Awakening game, and then it shows you the frames that you're going to be getting during those scenes. And the thing with it is like Dune should automatically the benchmark tool will automatically adjust your settings based on what your graphics card can handle. It's like there's like a recommended, like, it's, yeah. No, there is not an app, Dribrum. Carnage had a programmer who created a special app for him, which he uses on his streams, which allows him to select boxes of text in a game and then the AI will read that text in Carnage's voice. But he paid someone to make that for him. That's not a tool. That's just why it's not something that's out there for everybody. But he did specifically get someone to design a tool for him. Alright. I think we have since done everything on this map. Everything else is back in town. And then we can go do some adventuring. I want to go use some more spells and magic. Hector says my voice acting is bound to quit. Sir, that is not true, but I will accept your flattery as a form of flattery. I don't really get into voice acting too much unless I'm doing tabletop. When I get into tabletop, I'll get into my characters. I like doing character stuff.
I told. Yes.
I haven't done it in a while, but
Maybe all.
like if you go back and watch my old Lord of the Rings Online streams, I have put a lot of time into Lord of the Rings Online, and they don't have a lot of voiceovers in that game. So I used to do a ton of voice acting for Lord of the Rings Online. Just reading all the characters and everything else. I don't do it for too many other games, but I did quite enjoy it for Lord of the Rings Online. Just because I really get into Middle-earth. Excuse me, I'm gonna need to go get some more coffee.
Welcome to the Museum of the Horns of the South. My name.
I don't care. You have a logbook for the Andraste?
Do you mean the document? More specific.
Yes, yes. Don't care. Just show me the book, bro.
Here it is, though I doubt those records will tell you anything. Oh, no. We know that. You should have mentioned that you're looking for the wreck of the Andraste rather than the logbook. Every keeper knows that the Andraste was swallowed by the ocean. It's near what's currently known as Smuggler's Bay.
Yeah, like what Transcend is saying, Jay, the benchmark should automatically configure your PC to whatever's going to be best to run Dune Awakening, but if for some reason you don't see the results you want, you'll need to go into the settings and tweak things and then run the benchmark again, but it should run it automatically. I know for me, it sets everything to like the maximum. Like every time I've ever done the config for Dune Awakening, it's just like, oh, your PC runs everything at maximum. It just puts everything at ultra.
The museum to collect here.
What? Level up. Do, 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 do. Spirituality, my child. Alright, let's talk to the blacksmith. We might finally be able to leave this hole and go do some adventuring and cast the magic because I have some new spells I want to try out. Yusa!
Because... Oh! Ha! Listen. Since you've probably, but perhaps we should. I'll give. Huh. This said, but since that, and I for. Well, here's an explanation of.
Yep.
Now that I think. Oh! Of course, those pick, but, well, either way. Yeah, then, fear.
So, all right, Jay. So Jay just said, so for Dune Awakening, it's showing me between 120 to 140 FPS on high to ultra. But Oblivion can't handle more than 40 to 50. I guarantee you Oblivion can handle more than 40, 50, but this goes back to what I was saying earlier, and I think some other people in chat said this as well. Oblivion is an old game that they remastered, so there are issues. Whereas new games are built around the new technology. So your graphics card is able to do things with newer games that it's going to struggle with the older games because they've had to do some tricks and weird things under the hood to try to make old games run good on new machines, whereas new games are going to run good out of the box because they're designed for the new machines. That's the simple explanation. So it may be a lesson in futility trying to stress. Thandar said I got 80 FPS on my rig for Oblivion. Right. So my suggestion to you, Jay, would be to, and this is just my suggestion, you've got a lot of great information that you can try. My suggestion for Oblivion would be to go into Oblivion and just tweak the default settings. Like the game is like, I wonder if I still have it installed here. Let me make sure I'm saved. I'm not on a PC, but I want to explain what I'm talking about. So I'm going to load this up really quick since I still have it installed. And just to give a visual representation of what I'm talking about. Because I don't have the patience for what you're trying to do. If like I will not go like watch tutorials and like tweak this setting in the graphics cards. Like I don't have the patience for that. People are giving you great information. I'm not discrediting any of that, but I just wanted to point something out here really quick. This is just my perspective thing. So if you go to the options, and it'll be the same ish on the PC. So, you know how it's got like a performance and quality mode on this? It's going to be different from the PC, right? The PC is going to have more options because the PC allows for more things. I always just, whatever's the default, just check the default settings. Because it'll have things like, use this specific light, use ray tracing, yes or no. Try it. Does it work? Great. If not, turn it off. Does that work? No. It'll have things like, here, another better example, because it definitely has it in Tainted Grail. This is another great example of this. When you look at the settings, toggle things on or off. Here's another good example, because even on the Xbox version, it'll have things like, this is a big one, target FPS. And then it'll give you options like 30 frames, 60 frames, or unlimited, right? So this can fuck up some machines. Like there are literally some machines that'll say, if you're telling it to run unlimited, it's going to fuck your frames up. Because it's trying to run the maximum and it's all these other things are getting in the way. So you might need to turn it to 60 so that it limits the game to running at 60 frames a second. But yeah, like things like Transcend saying, like ray tracing. If it gives you the option for ray tracing, just turn it off and try the game without it. If it gives you the option for VSync, try it on, try it off, see which runs better. If it gives you something like, you should have no problems running Oblivion at like 80 plus frames on the machine that you've got. The problem is going to be figuring out which of the default settings in Oblivion is not agreeing with your graphics card, because it is way easier to tweak things in the game than it is to go to the graphics card settings and tweak the graphics card settings. The other problem with tweaking the graphics card settings is that once you've done that, it can fuck up all the other games you want to play while you're trying to fix this one game, which is a really old game. So again, lots of great information being presented to you, but you as a new PC user, my suggestion would be to go into the settings for Oblivion and just start toggling things on or off. Try the different, especially because you're on an ultra-wide monitor. One of the biggest issues with ultra-wide monitors, so I don't have the game installed, I do, but it's on the PS5, and I'm not going to turn on the PS5 right now. So one of the things Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has is ultra-wide monitor support built into the game, and they showed this off on one of their streams. I don't have an ultra-wide monitor to show you this, but essentially in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the UI, when you open up the menu, it's got like, here's your inventory, and then when you toggle, fuck it, I need to almost probably turn the PS5 on to show you this. But like, here's, if this is your, it's basically panels. It's got like 5 panels that are lined up against each other. And if you're on a normal monitor like mine, if this is your inventory, and then the next panel over is the map, or the next panel over here is the quest journal. If you're on my monitor, which is not ultra wide, and you say next panel, it just scrolls over. So this is the panel I'm seeing now. It's going to take this panel over here and it's going to scroll it in front of me and put it on my monitor. But if you are on an ultra wide monitor in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, it shows you all of the panels at the same time on your monitor, so that you don't have to select each individual panel, because it shows you all. Very few games actually provide ultra wide monitor support. So one of the issues you may be running into is that Oblivion is grumpy about your ultra-wide monitor. And so I would say look at the resolution settings for the game before anything else. Don't worry about the graphics. Don't worry about like is it on like ultra mode or high mode or medium? Don't worry about any of that. Check the resolutions first. Make sure that's the first thing I would check for any game that I play, is check the resolutions. Because as an example, this game, it's got a 4K resolution. Oh, this is just the Xbox. On the PC, there's more options. A 4K resolution, a 2K resolution, and a 1920 by 1080 resolution, right? But you're on an ultra-wide monitor, so I guarantee you, Oblivion is probably offering you other weird options based on your ultra-wide monitor, and that may be throwing a hiccup into the thing. So just go through the target resolutions first and check those before you check anything else, because I've had that because I have a 4K, my gaming PC is a 4K monitor. It's a 4K gaming PC. Many of the games I play have weird hiccups because they don't necessarily have 4K, or they're trying to do 4K upscaling. And when you're trying to do 4K upscaling, it can sometimes cause funky shit to happen, which is why I will just say to some games, I will tell the game, don't try to run it in 4K, don't try to run it in 2K, just run it in 1920 by 1080, because I don't want to deal with your bullshit. And then it'll run fine. So since it's an old game that you're trying to get to work, you're just going to have to tweak. But I would highly suggest, before you go look at any of the graphics card configuration things, just tweak the in-game options and play around with the resolution settings first. Once you've played around with the resolution settings, if you can't find a fix for that, then you can start turning things on and off. Ray tracing, yes or no? Special lumen lighting, yes or no? Bloom, yes or no? I'm trying to think of all the options that PCs usually have when you're running a PC game. There's like Bloom, VSync. They'll have different like shadows. Like, do you want to use DX11 shadows or DX12 shadows? Like, those are all the things that you can start toggling later on and figuring out, is it going to work? Because, like, Lord of the Rings Online does that. I have one machine where it runs better on DirectX 11, and then I have another machine where it runs better on DirectX 12. So, depending on what machine I'm running Lord of the Rings Online on, it's running a different version of DX, right? So that's, yeah, always turn blur off. Yes, like Thaindar says, most games are funky when it comes to ultra-wide monitors. That's what I have found as well, which is why I was pointing out the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 things, because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is one of the only games I know where they specifically said, hey guys, those of you running ultra-wide monitors, we got you. We got you covered. We're going to build our UI so that it's responsive, and it'll take advantage of ultra-wide monitors. Oh, I need wolf pelts. Correct. There's a lot of settings. It can be very overwhelming to someone who's new to gaming PCs. Yep. That's why I say the easiest thing is to just play around with the default settings in the game first before you get into all that other shit. Because all that other shit, I've been using gaming PCs for, God, I'm 45, so since I was like at least 12 or 13 years old, and I have I've never fucked with the GPU, like the actual graphics card settings, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 games in my entire life, because that gets into a whole other can of worms. Now, there have been games I've needed to do that with. Yeah, and like JK is saying, also make sure, and learning about, matching your monitor's refresh rate to the in-game refresh rate, things of that nature. That's why I said the VRR setting, sometimes it works great for games, sometimes you want to turn that shit off. Like, different games do it differently. Another good example is when New World launched a few years ago. New World had an unlimited frame rate that was melting people's graphics cards, because it was essentially allowing the game to just run unchecked, and it was just frying people's graphics cards. And people with like 4090s or whatever were complaining that they were getting single-digit frames and then the card would just overheat. And that's a perfect example of, like, sometimes games do weird things and aren't optimized properly, and just because there's an unlimited option doesn't mean you should use it. Just because there's a best option, that might not necessarily be the best thing to use. Fergus! Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
It's hard for me to... If you find any clues...
Okay. Tunnels, the
Captain
former
Hagen.
captain.
Well, he was a man driven by pride, somehow, but the truth, nothing left. Yes, but no cap... If you're mad, but maybe it's...
Okay. That gives me all the potential quests that I can get. Yeah, definitely check out all the things everybody gave you to check out. But always try to do things in-game first, would be my suggestion, because it can sometimes be the simplest thing. It could be just toggling an option. Just like telling the game, hey, I don't want to use this weird resolution that the game is trying to, because the game may be looking at your ultra wide monitor going, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to throw this resolution at it and hope that solves it. And you may need to manually tell it, no, I want to use this resolution instead, which it means the game may not run filling up your whole monitor. It might run in a box instead. That's fine. Like, as long as the game runs at the max settings and doesn't give you shitty frames. Like, alright, I do not care about that. I have so many quests now, so let's start with a boss mob. And yes, thanks to everybody for being helpful and sharing links and stuff with him, because it could be overwhelming if it's your first time on a PC. Shit, it's overwhelming for me, and I've been playing PC games forever, which is why I get, like, if something starts giving me a headache, I'm just like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not gonna, just give it to me on the simple 1920 by 1080 and I'll make it work. Yeah, this game can be cranky too, yeah, for sure. They have yet to finish optimizing this game, so this one you might have some problems with too.
Be prepared for any...
Oh, I did not delete all the shirts. Stick with Tetris, it's easier. God, magic is so OP compared to the bow. Let's loot all these things on the way out. I'm gonna go. This boss mob took me so many tries on the archer, and I'm willing to bet I can melt his face off with this mage. Oh my god, my magic is like, I have so much more magic now than I had when I first started just because leveling up. Oh, I'm not having any more problems now with magic. Oh, I almost fell off. Holy shit! I should have gone mage my first playthrough. Oh, legit. Legit. He didn't even stand a chance. You know how many times I died on that fight with my first character? I think I had to redo him like 7 or 8 times on that during the first stream playthrough, because I just kept dying because he kept wrecking me. Yeah, and like the fact that there's like heavy attacks like this. Here, the better representation of this. Let me switch to it really quick because I can use different types of magic. So let me get fire. like maybe summons, which is a little different, but I'll switch to it so I can show you. So this is really cool for me. So like the fireball spell, or it's burning embers. So the light version is just a simple missile, right? The heavy is like you make a ball of fire and you lob it at the enemy. Here, it's better if I arc it up a little bit. It's like, here, here, take a ball. Have that. Here, catch. It's so awesome. And then I guess this allows me to summon wolves or something. That tanked my frames though. That thing right there is tanking my frames. Look at oh my god. Like I try to look at the wolf and like my frame rates are like, no. Anyway. I don't know how long summons last for either. Oh, I fell off multiple times on my first encounter. Woo! Alchemy station up top. Yeah, I'll rest until tomorrow. It gets full rest XP. The howling of the incoming weird night woke you up. Oh, I'm supposed to use cobwebs. I forgot. Did Mommy just throw you in the room, Frodo? What happened? Is Mommy mad at you? What'd you do? Were you a naughty boy? Hang on, guys. I just got a kitty thrown in here, so I gotta make the bed for him. Mobs have level 100 illusion, thus the frame drops. I've noticed that anything with like specialty VFX on it, like ghosts and stuff, definitely tank the frames on the Xbox. God would. Everybody needs a little morning wood. Alright, that's one quest down. What's next? Dude, these boss mobs are a piece of cake with the Mage. Let's go do some more. Let's go do Rusty Addergall or whatever. Like, I'm on a mission now to like go blow things up with my magic. Let me move back to the sit down chair for a bit. My body says sit down for a bit, brother. Oh yeah. Oh no, as soon as Dune Awakening gets here, that becomes the mainstream game. So this and Hogwarts Legacy and everything else completely stop once I start Dune Awakening. And then I'll probably only do Dune Awakening for like 8 or 10 days, however many it is, because the Altars starts on the 13th. So I'm gonna... Dune Awakening is going to be a big game that will probably be something that I play for the next 6 months or so. because it's like an MMO, sort of. So like a Star Wars: The Republic, Lord of the Rings Online, I play those games for many, many, many years. But altars, I always prioritize. Shit, where did my magic go?
I'm not scared of you.
I will always prioritize like single player RPGs and stuff. So as soon as the altars hits, the altars becomes the main game on the 13th, and then Dune Awakening goes to the background. Did I just ding? Oh, nobody got an Arthur's memory. Oh, I don't really care, woofs. Magic is so fucking OP. Don't care, Arthur. Level up! Oh, I can get that wand now, guys. I can go back and buy that wand. I'm gonna make that a priority. I just hit level 6 spirituality, which means, oh, I don't have the money though. Never mind. Can't do it. I don't have the cash. Alright, I leave a mana essence, which I can pick up for mana regen. Yeah, Xbox Showcase next week and Summer Game Fest. Yup.
Disturb my peace. I'll get you back tenfold.
And I just sucked a mana essence out of his ass. This is gonna be awesome. Hang on. This camp also gave me a pain in the ass because there's like 5 guys up in here. I'm gonna face melt these fuckers. Oh wait, if I have my spells equipped.
You're nothing but a peasant. Oh my goodness.
Come here, let me just drain you down.
Your armor won't save you. You'll pay for that insult. I'll teach you to respect me.
And I'm getting mana back for every kill. This is fucking dope. I am the law.
Your gold belongs to us. You'll have to do better than that. You're only making me angrier. A world of hurt.
Oh, I just chucked his ass down.
This is going to hurt.
Holy fuck, they have got to balance this. There's no way that magic is not broken as fuck. Cause I legit just did this with my archer the other. I had to pull back and kill these guys like 1 or 2 at a time, and I kept getting one-shotted. I've got this all on the streams, guys. Like, oh my god, I'm not even like. This is ridiculous. Why would you play as anything other than a mage right now in this game? Unless you're an idiot like me and you didn't realize that magic was that OP, so you rolled through as a stealth archer going like, I like stealth archers, that's what I've played in every game I've ever played before. And then you're sitting there struggle busting and bitching about how you're shooting 50 arrows at every mob to take them down. And then, boom! Yeah, either the rest of the game is unbalanced, or magic is severely overpowered. Ah! I was on story mode though on the other one too, so if I had to guess, it's just that they haven't balanced the game yet. Because it was taking, 50 arrows to kill a boss mob on story mode, and even normal mobs were taking 15, 20 arrows, and these guys are dying with like 1 or 2 hits of the mage. Ah. Alright, where's the next one? Yeah, I'm a little bit in awe right now because, like, there's no way that that didn't get tested during, like... Like, how do you have a magic system make it through your game's testing, and like either that's just something that didn't get, but I don't see how it wouldn't get tested properly. I don't know. It just feels really weird why magic is so powerful compared to everything else. Like I just cranked the difficulty up, and I'm still doing, like, half its health. Well, maybe not half, but I mean... Goddamn. Oh, shit. Or they don't like archers. What happens when you awaken once you reach max level or once you become OP? There is no OP. And the end game is what you do when you've finished leveling up. It's all the lands rat activities. Did I level up again? I can't do that here. This quest was also a pain in the butt. This boss was really, really hard on my archer. I had to run up and down the stairs, down the hallways and everything. I'm genuinely curious what he's going to be like here. I'm going to quick save here. Alright, Mr. Vampire. Nope. So. He is resistant. Let me switch. Hit him with a little bit of fire. Oh, he's not resistant to fire. Dude, this isn't even like... Dodge around, mana regen. Holy shit. So I even cranked it up a level on difficulty. Because I did this guy on... I did everything on story mode with my archer. So I put it back up to explorer mode for now for that fight. And I didn't even have to drink a mana regen potion. Crazy!
I suppose even
Crafting bonus, stamina, mana cost. Right now I've been putting 100% into spirituality, and until such time as I see otherwise, I'm going to keep doing so. I haven't seen any gear sets yet, so I don't know if there's... And I have an origin potion, so if I need to, I can respec. This thing right here, this one I got, when an enemy dies near you, they leave a mana essence. That's huge, because if you just melt things down, you're constantly getting mana drops to refresh your mana. Receiving damage creates a magical explosion, dealing 50% of max mana as a magical damage and 8 meters around. You can only happens once every... I'll take that. Like, that's like an instant kill for almost anything that hits me. Dude. I wonder if I could take on that the guy who roams the mists. Because I couldn't do any damage to him with my archer ever, and I just avoided him every time I come across him. It's like, I'm not even going to touch this guy. Well, magic is definitely... How did I beat Galahad the Pure? I put it on easy mode, and I ran around the room and dodged all of his attacks, is how I beat Galahad. You can't let him hit you, but just put it on story mode. It'll help a lot. Seriously, the game has a lot of balancing issues. Don't fight the balancing issues. Just put it on story mode, beat the encounter, turn it back up if you want to. Oh no, he's meant to be hard, but also the game is not completely balanced. So that's a fun one. What's that? What's that? You tried to kill me, what? Here, what do we do to guys who try to kill us? That's what we do to guys who try to kill us. Don't fuck with my mage. Ain't my first rodeo, kids.
No one sneaks up on me.
Summon Grindilo, that's a new summoning spell. There's nothing a good teabag can't solve. Although that is against the terms of service in a lot of online games these days.
I'll admit that she'll pick. Final thanks. You didn't have Bromar. Well,
Not like the good old days when you could be toxic without repercussions. Now there's consequences. Oh, red caps. How about... I got magic now, bitches. Oh, wait. I'm, like, not using my magic. These guys are the hardest thing because of how quick they move around. I'm just going to sit here and man it. I'm just going to, like, drain his ass. Jump around all you want. So I remember how bad the bears kicked my ass the first time. Alright, probably still don't want to let him get close to me. Oh! Stuck against a tree. Oh, he got me. He got me! Oh, there's wolves too. Run! Still not that big of a challenge. Other than getting stuck in the environment and getting mauled. Just OP. What's next? I'm like I feel like this is such an easy mode right now. I'm just like, yoink, yoink, yoink. What's up over here? Yeah, fast travel. And I'm dinging left and right. Holy shit, like. That POI marker is not working. Excuse me. And I think that's because I'm mowing mobs down so quickly that my leveling speed is way higher. Excuse me. What do I want to take next? Mana generation is doubled outside of combat. Fuck yeah. I think the NPC I'm looking for is up in here to the right. Hi there. Help if I actually hit the target. Now I can't wait till I actually find spells that freeze things, because so far I haven't found anything that actually freezes the target. That's what I really would like to have, is something that doesn't freeze. Slows him down.
Who's there? The living don't come around here without a good reason. What do you want? To bring me peace? The quiet I so long for? Ask for a blessing from the shrine? You don't want to do that. It never ends well.
A popcorn meme labeled devs just saying, oh wait, this guy picked Archer. Let's watch. Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn.
Wait. I can see you've met Berg. I can see the threads that connect you.
What's your connection to Berg?
Remember him. The rest is a blur. We had a strong bond. We knew each other for years. We served together. Yeah, for years. I don't know much else. I keep forgetting things.
Well, that's because you're a ghost.
Threads. They stick to people. Bind one living being to another. That's all I understand about it. Maybe I've not been on this side long enough. Or maybe I'm just too stupid, even for being dead.
Why are you here?
I'm Kendall. Or I used to be. Hard to tell if I still am. Or only used to be. Maybe I usually am. I don't know. I'm too stupid for this. I once thought ghosts and wraiths must be wise, and yet, here I am. But that wasn't what you asked me. I don't remember much. I was a keeper, a lance corporal. There was an ambush, bandits. They killed me on the spot. It was right here, exactly in this spot. And from that very moment, I've been bound to this shrine. But I don't want to be. My place is there, in the halls of the south.
Can I help you?
I need to finish my service. I need to rest somewhere more appropriate. Take my remains. Find Berg. He'll know what to do. That's all.
Okay. Said take my remains. Or did I? Hang on. What's next? I mean, we're rolling through these things so quickly. Let's just go this direction. Like, just let's go take the giant out with my magic spells. I remember there was a few guys protecting the giant. Hello there. Oh, you could dodge while you're blood sucking. Pretty cool. Alright, I still need to find some, I still haven't found any, like, mage gear yet, or, like, druid gear. That's gonna be, like, my next object of obsession is, like, where can I find some really cool mage mana regen shit? Because I remember coming across a bunch of it when I was playing my archer. I just didn't care because, and I wasn't really paying attention. Because, hello, archer. Oh, that was that explosion. So he did damage to me. And so even though it wasn't melee damage, it triggered the AoE. Cool. Oh wait. I actually might need to, oh shit, there's more than one. That scared the living hoo-ha out of me. I'm actually gonna pop a healing potion with this one.
This is going. I'm not beaten yet.
Ah, I'm stuck in the environment. Okay, this guy actually hurts a little bit. He's probably super over leveled. Oh, he's dodging everything. That's awesome.
This is my lucky day.
chance to try this out.
This is my lucky day.
Oh yeah, it pulls aggro. Now I see why people love summons so much. Oh, he killed it pretty quick though.
That's supposed to work. That's supposed to work. Ah, that's all you've got.
All right, so he was a little tougher. Not overwhelmingly tougher. All right, let's see here. I need to put mana potions back on the menu, boys. The cemetery has mage gear. Cool. All right. I'm just wrapping up quests at this point. Oh wow, that one might be tricky. I don't have any water breathing stuff at the moment. I don't know what this entails, but let's go to the sea and find out, shall we?
This is my lucky day. You're no better for half that.
I will take your... Yeah, I'll take this stuff. I must sell it all. Parsley? Thank you very much. Potato. Make my mashed taters. Key to the cage. What cage? What cage? I don't see. Oh.
Help! Help! I'm here! Help!
Here you go. I never did this in my first playthrough.
I suggest we leave quickly. You may have attracted some attention with your actions.
Where were they going to take you?
I overheard them mention the ruins of Roskri. It's a tiny village, long abandoned. I suspect its people fled to the horns of the south. But if you're thinking of ambushing the crow, I beg you, don't. These are dangerous people, and I doubt a crow would come alone.
I'm a dangerous person
if
too.
we pretend you're the bandit supposed to deliver me, they didn't keep me in prison for nothing. I can defend myself. I just need my hands
Ooh, is this a side quest?
I propose we meet near Roscrea and deal with the Crow together. Thanks to you.
Absolutely.
If they don't get me, they'll just find 3.
I'll meet you at Roscoe.
Thanks to our...
The Children of Morrigan. Well, that's a new quest. Cool. That's way up there. Okay, so that's definitely something for another time. I wanted to find out more about the shipwreck though, because these are all quests I didn't do on my first playthrough, so this is really interesting stuff for me to see.
Your wealth is ours. Your wealth is ours. You're only making me angrier.
Hang on. There we go.
You're only making me angrier.
Alright, now I know nothing about swimming in this game, or if I need anything special, but... What does this quest say I need to do? Maybe it's time for a swim in the frozen waters. I think I'm supposed to find like a statue down there. What I don't know, because I've never done swimming in this game or anything, is if there's like... potions for water breathing and stuff like that. Oh, there's some sort of critter I'm gonna have to take care of. Oh, that's my wolf. Oh wow, do these things stay around forever until they die? Alright, well I have yet to see a shipwreck anywhere. It's getting to be nighttime too, isn't it? I am not seeing anything out here. . 'Cause, 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 Horns of the South. I'm looking this up. Let's see if somebody has an actual location for this. No, I don't see that anybody does. Ah, hang on. Somebody does have. Do they have a POI? Oh, I really hate it when people give you written instructions, but they don't give you like an actual POI. So apparently it's actually on one of these islands, not in the water. What the hell? So I'm out here swimming around. Not good when it's nighttime, man. Shit comes and eats me at nighttime. Objects in the way. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, place it. I don't want to deal with nighttime. I got a ring and a cloak off of this area. Look at the cloak first. Oh, by the way, I have one of these things too. Max health. I'll take critical chance. Oh. That's worthwhile. Worthless, excuse me, for me. Alright, there's another little island over here. Maybe it's over here. I haven't seen anything off of this island. There is a shipwreck here. Oh! Alright, general and buffs. Move their cargo to a cave nearby. Alright, so there's a cave nearby. I don't know where that means. Oh, it's pointing me up there. Never mind. Didn't actually realize it gave me a POI. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. Once I get to land, I need to check in with Chris really quick. All right, let's see here. Thanks, Chris. I went into the kitchen because I was like, I'm gonna start talking. I was gonna figure about starting to make pizza, and she's like, make pizza later. So she just gave me the leftover fried chicken and mashed potatoes, which I'm perfectly content to eat. Alright. What's up, Gargle? Oh, I think I already was here. Yes, so I gotta go out here somewhere. I don't know if this cave is up top or down below. Oh, it looks like it might be up top. I've got the fever and the only cure is the taint. I got the fever, now give me the taint. Everybody loves the taint. And if you don't love the taint, are you really real? Alright, I think that cave is up top. Ah! At least I'm getting plenty of wolf pelts. We need to make a taint song now. I'm in love with the taint. I'm in love with the taint, the mark of the Grail. Gotta give me more taint to get me out of this hell. Oh, is this the cave that was... No. Maybe? Hang on. I got some... Give me a second here, guys. I got a couple of voicemails I gotta listen to really quick while I'm eating my breakfast. So that was literally my brother. Thanks for the sub over on Twitch, Gargle. Appreciate it. That was my brother sending me a voice message. We were talking about he was like, I built my PC in 2014, and he says I'm out there looking at seeing about upgrading it, and he's like, I'm looking at parts and everything else. It's like by the time I start pricing out the cost of a GPU, this is an older thing. You know, I'd have to update this, I'd have to update that. It's like by the time I start getting around to updating everything, it's like suddenly I'm spending $3,000 just to get all these updated everythings to make all the parts work together. And he's like, at that point, I'm probably better off just getting, because he's been debating getting a laptop, because I've been laptop only since 2007. And I was telling him, you know, I don't ever feel, and I do this for a living, I don't ever feel like I am held back by having a laptop version of a graphics card. It is always you're gonna be slightly slower than and less performant than a desktop. But I don't give a shit about the little like going in and tweaking. I don't want to. I used to do that 20 years ago, maybe not quite that long ago. But I mean, I don't want to have to like manually upgrade my RAM and manually. I just want to buy something that works out of the box and is good enough to get me what I need for the next 6 to 8 years, and then I'll buy another thing out of the box that's good enough. So we were just doing some back and forth really quick because he's pricing things out. He doesn't really do. He used to do a lot of gaming, but he's wanting to, you know, he's got a 11-year-old machine at this point, and he's trying to do some upgrades to the game we were working on. He wants to start doing some Unreal 5 stuff, and he's like, I just need to get an updated rig. And I'm just like, man, that's up to you. But if I were you, you know, the other thing I like about the laptop is I could just pack it up and go. So if I need to go to a conference, or if I'm going out of town for a couple of weeks, I take it with me and I can still work on the road. And whereas a desktop, you know, you're bound to your location. So pros and cons. But it's expensive these days. Shit ain't cheap.
Really? Lucky for
Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? I didn't mean to do whatever that was. Sorry. Hang on, he just sent me a 3-minute voice reply back. Here, let me listen to this while we're continuing here.
Where do you think? It's closed. Not my problem. Go ahead.
Could use some action.
could use a fight. Maybe let you. Go ahead. And why would I? As for this cat, I'm no a bit. I've got a potion from the thing. Here. So. What the hell? I don't know what you come sit by the feeling better? Exactly. I was naked. No.
I can see you're reckless, but I still don't know if I can trust you. Turns out. One I want, but he says that, and he's put me in charge of... I've got one. I sent some of my men to hunt down bandits and told them to collect an ear from each one they killed. I thought of, oh, think you could help me put it together and deliver it to the Horns of the South? I'm a Volker. At this rate, besides.
Alright.
I know you're... How else, if you've got... know that as for my... But that...
I did the axe for the first one.
Aye. So, I'll need a... No, I couldn't. Nego...
Okay. So that is all that, which I don't really care about for the moment, because I really just wanted to get up into the temple. Screen size is the limitation for laptops? Not for me. I'm plugged into a monitor. Like, I literally use a monitor like I would with any normal rig. I have a 28-inch curved Rogue Strix monitor in front of me. On the road, your limitation is the... Oh shit, she wasn't joking about the... Shit, I may need to do that differently. What just happened? Right, JK. Moving your PC with 3 monitors is not a whim thing. Exactly. Yeah, Hector. Like I said, I've been laptop only since 2007. I've never felt like I was missing out or left behind. And it's for all intents and purposes, you would never know that I don't have a desktop because it's plugged into a monitor 99.9% of the time. The only time I don't use the monitor is if I'm on the road. And if I'm on the road, it's usually pretty limited travel. Alright, I don't want to piss the... How do I talk to these guys? What's up, Babylonia? So they're immediately... Guilt is earned or erased in combat. If that's your law, then I'll need to face it head on. Prove yourself and this ends clean. So I'm still trespassing, but only for a moment? What, until I find the entrance to the cave or something? Fuck, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't know where the cave is. No! I feel like that might have been all for nothing unless I could figure out where the cave is. Fucking fell down here. Anyway, what's up, Babylonia? Dude, I do not know how to find this cave entrance. And these guys all want to eat my face off. Oh, yep, they're coming for me again. Alright, I'm gonna load and see if I can't figure out where this cave is. Jump. Keep close and close. Start swimming around the outside of the rock formation. Keep to the cliff side, which you'll find a small structure link. Jump onto the northern side of the rock formation where the castaway cave is. Oh, so it's down below. Fuck, I don't even need to be up here. Hang on, my brother sent me another message. He said he's thinking about getting going with Lord of the Rings Online with his kids. Yeah, I mean, there's some cheap ones out there. Well, that's cool. Because he's played a bunch of stuff with my nephew and I, and he all played Minecraft together for a couple of years. And then we all played World of Warcraft together a little bit from time to time. And he's done quite a bit of Lord of the Rings Online with his son. Or, excuse me, quite a bit of World of Warcraft with his son. And then a little bit of EverQuest 2 with his son as well, which I think I dabbled with that with them as well. But his daughter, my niece, is now old enough where she's reading on her own, and she's wanting to start joining them on adventures. So they're thinking about getting together and starting to do Lord of the Rings Online together, because the kids love Lord of the Rings. So that'll be cool. Excuse me. I think, yeah, like back in the day, laptops used to be so much less powerful that it was not, it was always kind of risky. But I feel like gaming PCs have come along, especially in the last like 5-6 years. Yeah. Really, the only difference between like if you're talking like here's a 5080 for the desktop versus a 5080 for a laptop, you're really only talking about maybe the difference of like 5 to 10 frames per second. It's not that big of a difference. So unless you're like a graphics snob who has to have like the absolute best, and I'm exaggerating slightly, because if you're someone who wants to tweak around every single setting and you want to like have the best motherboard matched with the best RAM to get the extra 20 frames that no one is ever going to see and only you will ever know about, like, then yes, get a desktop and do all that stuff. But for all intents and purposes, my laptop can do everything that desktop can do, but I can unplug it and take it with me if I need to. Yeah, that's all definitely true. So, like, as an example, I use a milk crate. You can't tell this, but here, I'll hold this up so you can see this a little bit better. So the first thing that I like about using a milk crate as a stand is it has slats in it. Because I use this underneath the desk for my feet. So it has slats in it, which immediately helps with ventilation. Second of all, is I use like, you can use wine corks, but I just use like Gatorade lids and put those under the backside of my laptops, which props them up at an angle so that you've got plenty of ventilation underneath. So I've got a milk crate, which allows for greater circulation. I've got propped up greater circulation, and then I take these out every month with the air can and spray them out and try to keep the the fans down as clean as possible. I've always gotten, knock on wood, I've always gotten 7. I think the least amount of time I've ever gotten out of a laptop was like 6 years, but I've always gotten like 6 to 8 years out of my laptops. I've gone through. This is my. I bought my first laptop in 2008. That one lasted me until I think it finally died on me in 2015 or 2014. And then I had a brief window where I was using my wife's laptop while I was waiting for another laptop to get in it. And then that second laptop, my wife's laptop, we ended up giving to my niece. So I actually have, here, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to turn lights off for a second. It's going to be a nightmare of everything's dirty and dusty. So this over there, that is the second laptop I ever bought. This is the third laptop I ever bought. This is the one that's running my stream box. And this is the new laptop that I just bought. So with the exception of the first laptop I ever bought, I have all laptops that I've ever purchased, and they are all still in working conditions. The first one I ever bought, it did eventually die, but I beat the shit out of that thing, and I was on the road with that thing for years. So I traveled with that that first laptop was the one that I built my travel career on. And these 3 laptops that I have right here are the ones I've used since I got into game development and streaming and everything else full time. So all 3 of these still work. The one over there in front of the TV, my wife actually will randomly use, and that's connected to her drawing tablet. So I kind of gave her that laptop like maybe 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago, when I got this laptop that I'm using for my stream machine. And then the stream machine was my main laptop up until last June when I bought the new gaming laptop. So, I mean, if you take care of your devices, like I said, I've got 3 laptops right now that and even the oldest one still works, but it's old. Like, it has, I don't even know, to be honest with you, I can't even remember what graphics card it has in it. But it might only be like a 512 card. I don't even know. I would have to go I would have to boot it up and see what it had. It's a Lenovo, however you call it. I can't even remember what the specs are on it. But I bought that one like 2014, 2015. And then this one I bought, I don't remember. And then I upgraded to this one, and then I've upgraded this one. So yeah, I mean, as long as you take care of them, and that's why I'm so anal retentive about the man hours on my machines. I know people have asked a lot of times, why don't you just play on your if you have a PC with a 4080, why aren't you gaming on the 4080 instead of your Xbox or your PS5? And it's like, because I want to get the most amount of years out of my machines as possible, and it's cheaper to replace an Xbox than it is to replace just a single graphics card costs more than a console these days. Like, Yeah, I just plug everything into the monitor. Peterson asks, "What's most important?" I'm not an expert. CPU or GPU? I always, this is just my default, is I always go graphics card first, RAM second, CPU third, and I couldn't give a shit. Like, the one I just bought has a 4080 graphics card, 32 gigs of RAM, and I don't even know what processor it has, I don't even know what the speed of the CPU is, because I just don't care. I bought it. It's a Rogue Strix pre-built. It had the RAM. It was affordable. You know, because if I wanted the 4090 with like 64 gigs of RAM, it was going to be $4,000. I was like, I'm not spending $4,000 on a freaking machine. I said even 3,200 was a little excessive, but it was a tax write-off, so fuck it. But since I play games on it, I'm always going GPU first, RAM second, and I don't really care about the processor that much. I really don't. I wonder if this is going to circle around. Cider. Oh, what is this? Merlin's Thorn projectile shoots a single homing projectile, or heavy does 7 weaker projectiles and shoots them in. I think I might have just found a replacement for my ice spell. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me try out that spell, my dears. Hang on, where'd it go? There it is. Merlin's Thorn. So it says single projectile or multiple. Look at them all formed up around my fingers. Oh, we're gonna have fun now. That's a quick save. I'm gonna go back because that might be a point of no return, and there was another pathway up here. Dead end. This might have all circled around back to the same place, but I'm not entirely sure. I can't tell. This is definitely a drop off. Oh no, I know where I am. I just came through here a minute ago. So it drops me off here. And then this goes down in here. Okay, so wait. I'm fingering things out. Hi there. Any big bad boss mobs? Something's about to happen. What the fuck is that? The Scourge of the Seas. Got a bit of a cast time on it though, doesn't it? Alright, hold up. I don't like that spell anymore. I don't like that spell anymore! Oh! Go back to my frost! My frost is quicker. Oh no. Oh, he's resistant to my frost. Damn it. Fire? You're not so resistant to fire! The Scourge of the Seas, laddies, and the Tide Piercer. Yarg. Oh, we've got a tomb here, my lads. What's in the tomb? Lots of baby corpses. Oh, yeah, we found something. Can I not loot anything here? But I can see crates and chests inside. Let me loot the crates and chests! Alright. I can't place a bonfire here. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. "15 men on a dead man's chest, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum." Alright, well I can close that. I can close that because I'm no longer looking up those things. Hang on, I got another message. Chris and I, especially Chris really likes dark spiced rums. So, like, some of her favorite, like, she like Oakheart, Kraken. God, there's another one that we just finished a bottle of it the other day. She likes dark spiced rum, so we tend to consume a lot of dark spiced rum in our house. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with sitting down and doing a Pirates of the Caribbean watch through. I could get behind that. Shit, I haven't watched those movies in probably 8 or 10 years. Kraken is good. I like Kraken.
How could I? Yet, we.
Wait, do I need to level up? I guess it was just talk to him. Alright, I have enough quests I could probably run around and do a turn in. Oh, I love them all. I think they're just great fun. What I do find interesting is that as I've watched a bunch of the bonus footage over the years, like how much more of a story there is to tell about Captain Jack being against slavery and all this other stuff that you just don't get in the theatrical versions because they sort of neutered them, which is fine. But it's like I really wish that there was the budget to produce like the director's cut or the extended editions of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. I think that could be really, really, really fun. It'll never happen, but that's just one of those things where I'm like, but it would be so cool. I got a whole bunch of messages from my brother I'm gonna have to listen to because he's wanting to know if I could set up a family. We haven't done family gaming since they moved, which was last June, so it's been a year. And we haven't done a family gaming night because originally we had 2 gaming nights. One gaming night, which was usually Friday nights, was my brother, myself, and his son, my nephew. And then my brother, his wife, and myself would also game on like Sunday nights. So we did, these are, if you go back on the channel, you'll actually find these videos. We did together, like we had the Minecraft series with my brother. We did the Minecraft D&D campaign, which was really cool. And then my brother and my sister-in-law and I we did the Pirates of the Caribbean campaign in Sea of Thieves. Fucking amazing if you haven't done that. And then we went and did the Monkey Island campaign in Sea of Thieves, which was also amazing. And then we did Grounded together for a few months and had a lot of fun with that. So what I would really love is if we did Baldur's Gate 3. And that's what, when I answer him in a little bit, because I know one of the gaming nights he wants to set up is with my niece and my nephew and him. And then I'll just go do Lord of the Rings Online with them. Because if they're all going to go do Lord of the Rings Online together, I have no problems jumping in and doing that. Because that's like once a week. I don't have to do anything except for show up at Pew Pew. Just play Uncle, the cool uncle who plays video games. But if I'm going to play something with my brother and my sister-in-law, I want to do Baldur's Gate 3. because I know they would both really love that. So more to come as I listen to those voice messages later. Grounded is a great game. It really is, yeah. Silk Roads first. Just do all these turn-ins here.
You're back.
I got your package.
Now that I think, my client wants your regular air.
Yep.
Anyway, if I were, am I? But if the personal, what? Try not to get yourself killed.
Okay, that's that quest. I got some bounties I can turn in. Yay for bounties!
Please, stick. Yeah, but it was. That's. Oh. Sit on now. Go, the hunter. Again. Do you keep bandits' fingers as stroke?
Oh yeah, level 10. Oop, there's another bounty that just opened up. This will be the ogre. Oh no, that's somebody no face. Okay, a little different than I thought. Oh, there's a fire up here I can use. Fire pit. Yeah, anytime you get people who say that Obsidian doesn't make good games and that they don't know what they're doing and that Avowed was trash and all this other shit, I'm like, just, you guys are, I'm not allowed to say the R word, but you guys are the R word when they say stuff like that, because like you clearly never played Obsidian Entertainment's games, because they make really good games like Grounded and etc. and so many things. And the funniest thing was too is to hear the people who like shat all over Avowed, but then they would praise Grounded. It's like they're the same, like it's the same game. All the movement, all the mechanics are all there from Grounded in Avowed. All of that's there. It's just Avowed has the base building component, or excuse me, Grounded has the base build. Did I say Avowed? Grounded has the base building component, and it's, you know, got that Honey I Shrunk the Kids thing. All right. Who else has a quest to turn in here? I had a whole bunch of turn-ins. The last place, they're all down there. I wonder if this will give me enough wood to do the docks. I am the master chopper. Oh, like, owie. Ooh, Devil Snare. We'll know more about Outer Worlds 2 very soon. They've got a whole direct event happening after the game.
It's not. He talked to him sometime because he went. Not all. Tried. I wouldn't. If I had a look, it's if they want to throw. Well, I will hold it. Yeah, got. See your.
You trap in this game because then you can be the masturbator. Well, I definitely like to bait with my YouTube titles, so we're really good at edging. turn in. This was for you.
Unbelievable. Elvis never described him as a living, intelligent creature. And there was so much we could have learned from him. Oh, what is here? Take these coins as a...
More money. More money, more problems. Alright, what else we got? I'm the Blink 182 of positive edging. I still don't have enough wood.
Bloody hell. Not another ghost.
I've got Kendall's remains.
Take this away from me. Don't you know this kind of thing tends to bring bad luck? I've never been a godly man, you know. I dug around a bit looking for Kendall's remains. And then
Well, I brought you his remains. What's the problem?
I went there. And Kendall did... I may be old, but I don't want to go there yet.
How would he haunt you and not the rest of your friends?
It's because when push came to shove, I blew it. I don't... Finley lost his tongue, tagged in his hand, and me. Now I'm an old hobbler missing a leg. Please, take his remains away from here.
Where do I beg for forgiveness at, though? All the way back there? Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. Zern Anthem says, trip to the grocery store took longer, it was more expensive than I thought because I had a tire flat on the way there. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm so sorry. Dude, there is like... I don't know that there's anything worse than car problems when you're not expecting car problems. I remember one time, this is up in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. It was probably like December or something, and I was working construction and went in during the day. You know, it was cold, there was snow on the ground, not a big deal. Got off the job site. It was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever. Done with work for the day. Go out to my truck. Fresh snow is falling, like 3 inches accumulating, and it's just coming down, which means the drive home is going to be shitty and long because it's snowing, it's slick and wet. And I get out to my truck, and a fucking tire's flat. And it's like, now I've got to get all wet and mushy and snowy and cold because now I don't get to just hop in my truck and drive home. Now I got to change a tire in the frickin' snow and get all nasty and melted and freezing cold. Ew, dude, that kind of shit makes your day go completely wrong. My favorite was I had a Jeep. I had a Jeep Wrangler Sahara 2001. And I remember I was coming out of Fort Collins and I dropped down on the off-ramp onto I-25 and I was speeding up because the speed limit's like 75 or whatever it is on that highway, on that interstate. And I'm going up through the gears, and as I shift into like third or fourth or whatever, there's just this horrible ka-chunk, and then my Jeep just loses everything, and I pull off on the side of the road. And we didn't find this out till later. I could only put it in like third gear. That was it. I had no reverse, nothing else, and ended up. This is years ago. Had to call my dad, who was pissed because they lived like 2 hours away, and he was like, "Call a tow truck," and I was like, "Yeah, I still need like bail me out, man. Like, it needs some help." He was pissed. He didn't want to come help me, but he ended up coming out. You know, had to drive 2 hours to come get me, and then we loaded it up on the trailer, took it back to the ranch, stuck it in the garage, ended up. The shifter forks shattered and like dropped into the transmission and just shredded everything. And that was I can't remember how much that was. It was several $1,000s, like $3,000, $4,000 to fix all of that. And it was just like, ugh. and it was not under warranty anymore, so I had to pay for that all out of pocket. I don't miss car ownership, man. I really don't. There are days when I miss the convenience of having a vehicle, but when I remember those types of things, fixing a flat tire, like my starter, like my sister-in-law's car, she's got an older vehicle, and the starter went out like a few weeks ago when Chris went to go have lunch or dinner with her or something, and they were like leaving the place, and the car wouldn't start, and it was like 7 o'clock at night, and there's no mechanics open, and she's trying to figure out how she's going to get back home, what she's going to do with her car, where's she going to park her car for the night, where is she going to come stay with us, and turns out there's a mechanic living around the corner who was willing to open up a shop and get her in, and he sprayed it out, cleaned it up, stuck a screwdriver in there and jumped it, and was like, don't turn your car off until you get home. But it was like, those are the little things that I think about, and then I'm like, I don't miss having a vehicle when I think about those types of scenarios, because changing a flat tire when you're not expecting it sucks ass, no matter what time of the year, what time of the day. So I feel your pain, Sir Anthem. Yeah, the lug nuts are on there super tight. You're trying to wrench it with your little emergency jack that they give you. You're trying to jack your car up with the emergency jack, and then all you've got is that little tiny lug nut bar they give you, and there's never enough leverage on that thing because whoever put them on last time torqued them up with the machine, so they're on there machine torqued, and you're trying to get them off, and you're like kicking at the damn thing trying to oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Alright, kids. I think I'm going to wrap it up for my morning stream here on Sunday. I may do another stream later today when Chris is at church. It depends on if I'm tired. If I'm tired, I'll just take a nap. But I'm going to go make pizza dough right now, because I got pizzas to make this afternoon. So my objective right now is to go make pizza dough, and then I'm going to have pizza with Chris before she goes to church. And then if I decide to take a nap, I'll take a nap. If I don't take a nap, I'll come back and do some Hogwarts Legacy for an hour and a half or two while she's in church. Otherwise, Sundays are my one stream day, so I'm only doing one stream a day on Sundays. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. If Johnny is still around, Johnny tossed another 15 memberships at YouTube today, so thanks so much to Johnny. Thanks to Running Gargle for the resub over on Prime. We had somebody else resub on Prime this morning too. Let me see if I can find it. Rated resubbed this morning for his 6th month in a row. So thanks to everybody for the resubs and everything else. Yeah, Bubbaloni, I'm doing... Chris made some chicken the other day, and yesterday I got some green onions and some mushrooms, some green chilies, some manchego, Parmesan, some tomato sauce. I don't think we have any spinach. I'm going to have to go see if I can't find some spinach at the local... there's a fruit stall around the corner from where we live. I'm going to see if they have any spinach. But otherwise, yeah, it's pizza. I haven't made homemade pizza in a few years, so I'm going to experiment a little bit today. See what I can come up with. See you guys next time.